everybody, welcome back to H&S Collectibles. This is Cody. So continuing on with the horror titles, this will be SteelBooks N through Z out of the horror section. And we're going to start off with, and I had said I was going to light differently, and I haven't yet, The Mummy. The Tom Cruise Mummy, I think from what, like 2017, something like that, Blu-ray, SteelBook. I only watched the movie once. I don't even really remember what that is on the back. But the inside is, I guess, just like a sandstorm. Sandstorm hitting the town. I enjoyed that movie. I only watched it the one time. Mark actually sent me this in a gift box. So yeah, did enjoy the movie, even though it did kind of catch a lot of flack. Then next up, the Boris Karloff original Mummy Steelbook. And I just realized I said this video was going to be N through Z. Well, there's a couple of M's that got thrown on the pile. So these should have been in the first video. I've got like 6 different piles of steelbooks laid out, so I feel like I don't know what the hell's going on half the time. But Blu-ray steelbook, I got this at FYE, same time I bought that Frankenstein one. I'm not sure if this was a FYE exclusive or anything like that. It just says The Mummy on the back. And inside is just some different shots of Karloff as the Mummy. So, pretty cool. This was like 10 bucks. I think I caught them on sale. Both this and the Frankenstein. So, yeah, Boris Karloff Mummy. Next up, this is a favorite of mine. I found this at FYE as well. The Resident Evil Collection. So, this is a Blu-ray. Does have a ding or two in it up here. But I caught this on sale at FYE for $15. So, $15 for all 6 Resident Evil movies on Blu-ray. How can you beat that? I don't think there's anything on the back here. If I can get the movie off. There we go. Extinction, probably my least favorite. Yeah, it's just solid red in the back. Yeah, part 3, definitely my least favorite of the original 6. But I always did enjoy that one. I think it's cool, and I like just having them all in one. So, pretty cool cover art there as well. Sorry about that shadow. Like I said, I promise the next video will be lit better. Next up, The Shining. I think that this was a Best Buy exclusive, or at least that's where I bought it, was Best Buy. With the maze on the front made out of, you know, the text, all work, no play, makes Jack a dull boy, it's just front and back. And this is a 4K steelbook. Still cannot vouch for the quality of the movie, but you can see inside the cover there's just the hedge maze. So there you go. Like I said, Best Buy exclusive. I think really like it. I've seen the other one where there's the door on the front that I think says Red Rum. Maybe it has an axe stuck in it, but this is the one that I thought that I needed. Next up, another Best Buy exclusive with Spiral. So the Saw kind of spin-off. I don't know if you want to say sequel. I'd say spin-off. But yeah, Spiral from the Book of Saw. 4K, Blu-ray, digital, steelbook. Again, got a sleeve. Not much on the back, but the title stays on the sleeve. There's Chris Rock on the front. I was pleasantly surprised with this movie when I watched it. I didn't see it in the theater. I picked this up right as soon as it came out, and I'm glad I did, because I think this one sold out. But there he is. Even the discs look pretty cool. with the spiral saw blade on it. And get these out of here. Man. Yeah, kind of a forensics guy there, crew working. Must have been the first murder where the guy got it on the train tracks. I like the one actually where the guy was getting his fingers pulled out by the machine. I thought that was pretty brutal. So yeah, good movie. Yeah, Spiral. Next up, I picked this up at FYE, and it was not an FYE exclusive or anything. It's a Mondo Steelbook of Pet Sematary, and I think folks have seen this. Sorry for that glare, but the glare is kind of helping show it. There's a casket in the cat's mouth on the cover. Just pretty cool cover art. You almost have to move it around in the glare to see the outline of the burial ground and all that. Of course, some stuff on the back, and yeah, I guess you can see it there a little bit better. But pretty cool artwork, and just a night sky. Another one of those where you got to kind of fold it out to get the whole effect. And this is just a Blu-ray, I believe, Steelbook. I don't think it's a 4K. Yeah, just Blu-ray. And it came with a poster. The poster folds out. It's just the original poster art. There's nothing on the back side. I kind of thought maybe you might get a poster of, you know, the original artwork and then the artwork that they've put on the Steelbook. There he is carrying his wife out of the burning house at the end. Creepy movie, and it always seemed to achieve its goal of creeping people out. I think just because we love our kids so much, we don't want to see something like that happen to them. So yeah, Pet Sematary, Mondo. There you go. Next up, again, could be a FYE exclusive. I'm not positive. That's where I bought this one, but Trick or Treat. And I just love this cover. I love the kind of matte finish of it. It's not glossy or shiny like a lot of my other Steelbooks. I guess you can tell that the glare on this is much warmer. Right? Tell by the glare. There's Sam on the back. And open it up inside. There's what's her name with the basket. I don't think she was like Red Riding Hood or anything in the show. Her story actually was my least favorite in the whole movie. I do think my favorite story was probably the kids on the bus. The killer principal was fun, and Sam coming for the cranky old man was fun. But I like the kids on the bus. That whole story. So yeah, Trick or Treat. Next up, picked this up, I think at FYE, but then I've seen it at Amazon too. So again, I don't think it was exclusive or anything like that. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I got the shot of the house there, kind of on a chainsaw blade. I think that's kind of a very painful piece of art. It's just kind of weird looking to me. And inside is nothing. There's nothing behind the movie. So kind of a boring Steelbook, but I actually couldn't find my old copy of Texas Chainsaw, so I got this for $10 or $15, something like that. Get me back into it again. So there you go. Next up, Shaun of the Dead. There's several different Steelbooks out there I've seen for Shaun of the Dead. I like this one and how the U is his tie, like on his white shirt. And you got the shattered record with some blood on it. But I've seen several Steelbooks for this movie. This is the one I happen to pick up. I think there's one out there that maybe even is white with his red tie and the red ink pen. You've got red on you. And on the back, you know, it says just one of those days when you're feeling a little dead. And again, kind of like that Texas Chainsaw, just kind of a dull steelbook. There's nothing in the background. But there you go. Next up, I picked this up off Amazon, and luckily got it for just $15 or $20 at the time. And it was a blind buy for me. I hadn't seen Train to Busan yet. I just heard about how awesome it was, and it really was. Just an awesome zombie movie. Nice shot there on the back of them looking at the tunnel. Did not care for the sequel. In fact, I still haven't finished it. I tried twice, and I get about 30 minutes in, and I think it's just kind of dumb, or I'm not in the mood, and I need to give it another shot. I do have it in the other room, not a steelbook or anything, but sometime or another I'll get around to checking it out. So there you go. Next up, I think, if I remember right, I picked this up at FYE for like $10 on sale. But World War Z, pretty decent zombie movie. Yeah, if you can fight, fight. Be prepared for anything. Our war has just begun. There might be something in the back. I don't remember. Kind of looks like just sparks. Yeah, just some sparks. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot going on inside either. But Blu-ray steelbook, pretty good Brad Pitt movie. I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel. Did enjoy it. So there you go. Next up, I think I found this at a disc replay, if I remember right. A couple scratches here and there, but Salem's Lot, I guess from what, the early 80s. Quite a bit older. Remember it from when I was a kid. Remember not liking it much. Yep, definitely disc replay. So maybe sometime I'll go back and revisit it. I snagged this because it was like $3.99. You know, it was just super cheap, and I thought, well, why not? Haven't seen it in so long, I actually barely remember it. That's where we're at. I just don't remember liking it too much. But I can remember, you know, at that age, not liking movies that I ended up liking later. You know, like Godfather or, you know, stuff like that. So, there you go. Salem's Lot. Next up, the original Psycho. The blood coming down the hill from the hotel into the drain. Pretty neat looking. I got this off Amazon, I believe. Of course, love that quote, you know, we all go a little mad sometimes. And blank on the inside again, nothing fancy. Seen a couple steelbooks of Psycho out there that are pretty cool looking. This is the only one that I've run across so far, or at least run across so far that was within my price range. So there you go. Next up, Tremors Steelbook. Bought this at FYE. Again, don't know if it was exclusive or not. You see the truck kind of running away there. It does look like the girl's truck, maybe. I don't think it's Val and Earl's truck. But love that cover art. And again, it was like $10, so that's why I needed to get it. And the inside is just kind of, you know, original cover art kind of stuff. I've got the Arrow 4K set. I've got a set of all 7 movies. But I thought that was too cool looking of a cover to pass up on. Next up, one of my favorite movies, of course, Phantasm. So some of this artwork, at least I think maybe the front and the back of this steelbook, ended up in the Sphere set, if I remember right. I'd have to go in there and look at it, but I'm pretty sure, of course, this is what they were calling Phantasm Remastered. There's the portal on the back, and it's a little bit glary, glossy compared to the rest of it. And inside is just the canisters of the dwarves stacked up. hoping that Phantasm gets some kind of a big 4K release. If they did another Sphere set or something, I'd probably buy it. Phantasm's one of those shows I'll buy it and buy it and buy it. So, there you go. Next up, a Resident Evil. It's kind of off on its own. So this was actually a gift from Mark of Horror in a box that he sent me a little while back. Let me see if I can get this open here without destroying the movie. Maybe I should use something better than a pair of pliers. Use my little hook there. I use this little hook to work with the 3D printer and with NECA figures whenever I have problems, especially when the foot pegs broke off when I was experimenting with how thick these foot pegs should be. Guess that would have come off better that way. This is neat looking. I've seen some of the other Resident Evil SteelBooks. I wouldn't mind having the whole collection, but I just need to run across them. And I see this one. I have seen this one in disc replay in such places several times. The other day I did see part 1, but it was something like $25 for a used SteelBook of it that was kind of beat up. I gotta say, I always loved disc replay for SteelBooks because you could go in and find them for $4, $5, $6. But not anymore. Now, I mean, you can still go in and get good deals on Blu-rays and 4Ks, but the SteelBooks, you know, whoever's pricing them looks on eBay and I think sees what about the maxes they're going for and then prices them that way. I did run across the Scream Factory of Humanoids from the Deep, still sealed, from a couple years back, and they had $85 on it. I just thought that was insane to be asking for a single movie at a disc replay. So, anyway, Resident Evil Afterlife. And last in this M through Z, it ended up being M, didn't it? For horror steelbooks, and I put this in the horror category because they're zombies. Versus. This is a standard DVD steelbook, which I thought was interesting. I don't see too many of these. I think I've got this one, and I've got The Dark Knight, and maybe The Departed. I only have 3 or 4, maybe a Jason Bourne movie, 3 or 4 steelbooks that are standard definition, and they're taller than the Blu-ray ones, just like regular Blu-ray cases. Of course, on the back, kind of got an outline of a 45, some talk about the movie. I got this down at McKay's whenever I went and visited Mark, and it's a little bit used. It's a little bit crinkly. I don't think it got wet or anything, but it's definitely wavy. And it doesn't amount to much, except this is a chapter guide and telling you what's on the discs. And if you take the discs out, there's just the forest in the background. Always thought Versus was a fun movie. I've not actually watched it in a while. I've not watched this edition of it. Last time I watched it, I borrowed it off of a friend. So, I wonder it's crinkled up. That kind of falls. I'll close it that way. So, there you go. Versus and Resident Evil and Phantasm. This was the last half of horror, I think. Up next will still be horror related. I'm going to be doing Scream Factory and John Carpenter movies, and do them as one collection video, trying to keep these around no more than 15 to 20 minutes a piece. So there you go. Come back and see me for the rest of the series. I'm expecting this to be 6 or 7 videos all told. So everybody stay safe and take care of each other, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. See ya.